Hello and welcome back to another 5-minute first impressions on reviewyour.website. We're doing thuisplusthuin.nl. This is clearly a website not in English, so it could be a little bit difficult to review. Let's have a look. I'm going to close this tab. Okay, that background was very, very slow loading, and you see it's a huge background image. We can see that it's your background color here is slightly see-through, but we're not getting any use out of having such a huge, high-definition, clear image in the background. So you're loading all this information between your content border here to your content border here, and we don't get the use out of it. So I would possibly review that. I don't think there's any real point in having it shining through the background. Also, it doesn't add a huge amount. It's just it's a garden, and there's nothing much going on there. So the design itself, it's simple. It's clearly you're trying to sell products. I'm guessing they look kind of like home and garden products, a little bit like B&Q products might kind of jump to mind. So thuisplusthuin, I think that's how it's pronounced. I might be wrong. I love your logo here, although the T's do get a little bit lost in there, but it is a good logo, very clean, easy to read, doesn't distract. You've got your phone number, your email, your Facebook, Twitter and Google up here, which is nice. If I'm looking for your phone number, that's where I'd look for it, I guess. However, your Facebook, Twitter and Google Plus, they're slightly closer to the top than they are to the bottom, which is a little bit strange. I'd possibly space that out a little bit more each time. So let's have a look. Your menu down here, I clearly can't read them. But your menu is clear. However, I'm not a big fan of having sub menus inside menus. First of all, how does this work on a touch device? Does it work well if you touch your icon? Does it stay down? Can we touch the next one and move it along? Does that work? The next thing you need to consider is what happens when people get this far and then their mouse accidentally goes off and they're like, oh god, where did I want to be? And they have to go all the way back, come down. Some people find that very irritating. I don't know if there's much use to it. These down arrows here, they don't really work. They're far too small. They're the wrong size compared to your text. I get what you're trying to show is that this will pop down, but it's just far too small, and it just doesn't add anything to your design or really the information. Because if I'm going to look for in-house, I'm guessing that's what that is. If we're looking for in-house, we're going to mouse over it anyway, and then we're going to see the drop down is there. Your search bar, let's have a click and it pops up in a different thing. I don't know if there's any point in having this popping up in a separate window or a separate little pop-up there. Why don't you just click it and have the search bar pop up where the search icon is and push this to the left, or even just leave the search bar there all the time. You could do kind of minimalist with this icon and then the same color, just an underline where the text goes in. Let's scroll down a little bit. So your fonts here are very similar, if not identical. The font weight and the thickness and everything of the font is identical except for the size, which doesn't really add much to the design. What I would do is I would increase the contrast between this and this text and this text. Maybe make this bold, and make this slightly even thinner, or as it is, or maybe underlined or something, just to give that a little bit of a separation between header and subheader. Let's scroll down here. So your images here aren't exceptional. You have a very, very high definition image for your background. However, the images you're using for your products, which I'm assuming you want people to actually buy, are low quality. This in particular is very easy to see where the distortion has come in from the resizing. Also, this mouse over, your images are going far too light in the background for that plus to come up. I see your prices. Now, interesting point, you've got your prices along at the bottom, but they don't match vertically aligned. The fact that there's two here, this price is a whole line lower than this one. I'd maybe look into making them on the same line. Overall, it's a clean enough website. Maybe taking a look at an example of another website and try and imitate some of the aspects of that to see what you can take off it. But it's clear, it's understandable what's going on. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks very much.